Here we go. Here we go.
I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. We're talking about the Eastern Conference Finals and Game 3 between the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers in Indiana. We're currently, let me put the scores up. Salute the friends and family. What's good with y'all? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Looks like the New York Knicks have secured this game. Showed a lot of heart winning in Indiana, down 20 early in this game to come back, the claw to win this game is very impressive. I gotta give the New York Knicks credit. I thought they was about to get ran out the building, friends and family. I thought it was a wrap when they went up 20, but they fought back through foul trouble. Uh, Jalen Brunson had early foul trouble. Cat had early foul trouble. There was a lot that went against the Knicks, and for them to fight and show some heart like this and win, I gotta give them their credit. And as much as we talk about Cat is the MVP in this game. He is solely the reason they won this game. We can get into the stats and all of that, but if we just gonna keep it real, Cat is the reason they won this game. He had over 20 points in the fourth quarter. That is an impact and imprint on the game of why they won this game. Cat went crazy. And then in between that, Jalen Brunson hit a few shots. But the thing that was weird in this game, Mr. Cooler was mentioning it also in the chat before going live, is that what the Pacers did to kind of why they lost the lead is because they stopped doing what got them there, and that was ball movement. They started playing hero ball, more one-on-one. They stopped moving the ball, and that's when the lead dwindled. And then once the lead dwindled, they started panicking even more, and then they started doing even more hero ball. Then they tried to get it back together late, but it wasn't enough. And now it goes final. New York Knicks are back in the series. They're down 2-1. They have won the first game on the road in Indiana. They did not choke and quit. Salute. Got to give respect to the New York Knicks. No, I don't think many of us gave them a chance to win a game in Indiana. For them to come in and win in this fashion after being down 20, I got to give them credit. And now we might have a series because now they feel like they can win in Indiana. We might have a series. What if they win two straight in Indiana? That'll be wild, wouldn't it, friends and family? That'd be wild, wouldn't it? Let's go over these numbers. Shout out everybody. We're going to get these lines open. Mikal Bridges, 6 of 18, 15. OG Anunoby had 16, but I'm going to tell you, OG defense is serious on that wing. That's what also was different in this game. In that second half, from that second quarter on, the Knicks defense was active. The Knicks were playing great defense. I would love to have OG Anunoby on the squad. His defense, size, athleticism. OG is a very, very solid player. Very solid. And then Karl Anthony Towns did all of his damage because of foul trouble in the fourth quarter. He went absolutely berserk. He ends up with 24 and 15. He did have 6 turnovers, which is crazy, and 5 personal fouls. Damn, bro. That's crazy. Mitchell Robinson, 6 rebounds, 6 points. He had a lot of offensive rebounds early in the game. Didn't do too much late. Jalen Brunson, 6 of 18, 1 of 5. It was really a free throw merchant today. He had 1 assist, 23 points. They won. Hey, check this out, friends and family, right? Jalen Brunson had 1 assist as your point guard. It's crazy. 1 assist. I know he had foul trouble, but you still played 31 minutes and had 1 assist. That's crazy. Miles McBride played big minutes. He was very impactful. I think he had an impact on the game similar to what TJ McConnell had on the other side. Very impactful by Miles McBride, 9 points. Josh Hart had 8. No one else pretty much did anything. They didn't shoot well, 43%, but they did hit their free throws, which was key. That was key, hitting the free throws. Turnovers, they have 14. Nothing crazy. Pascal Siakam, another solid game, 17 points. Aaron Naismith back to being Aaron Naismith with 8 points. He did suffer a minor tweak to the ankle, but he came back. Let me tell you something. When that man tweaked his ankle, they had to carry that man to the locker room. I thought this man broke his ankle. My brother called me Is Moose and was like, he fine. I was like, bro, they just had to carry him to the locker room. How is he fine? He's like, he'll be fine. When I saw this man come back out like nothing happened, I was in shock. I was like, this man deserves an Academy Award. He acting better than Sigourney Weaver. That was crazy. They was literally carrying this man to the locker room like he couldn't walk under his own power. Then he came back like nothing happened. It's some of the wildest stuff I've ever seen. Naismith, that was very, man. Hey, bro, you was acting like you had a lot of estrogen going through you right there, bro. That was crazy to see that. That was real wild. Nemhart didn't do too much today. 9. Tyrese Haliburton had 20 points, shot okay, but only 2 of 8 from 3. He did have 3 steals, 6 assists, 20 points. And TJ McConnell, another efficient game. 5 of 9, 12 points, 15 minutes. Hey, that dude is serious. This is why they lost, though. If you would have, I mean, this is, we can get to everything else if y'all want to. The reason the Pacers lost, they were 5 of 25 from 3. How often is that going to happen? This series is over, but I respect the Knicks for not folding and just getting swept. Y'all get what I'm saying? I respect the Knicks for not getting swept. But to think that they're going to beat the Pacers over the long haul, I don't know is reasonable. It took the Pacers to shoot 5 of 25 from 3, y'all. 5 of 25? How often are they going to do that? That's not realistic. I think this series is over, but I do think the Knicks have saved face by winning a game on the road. That's what I will say. But this series is, for all intents and purposes, it's a wrap. It's definitely a wrap. Field goal percentages are fairly equal. Obviously, the 3-point shooting was horrible. Rebounding is fairly even. Offensive rebounds fairly even. Nothing is really out of like crazy besides the fast break points. Obviously, that's going to always go Indiana's way because of the pace. Everything else is fairly equivalent. I mean, points in the paint. It really came down to 3-point shooting. They just couldn't hit any threes today. That's not going to happen often. I just don't see them going cold like that often. So again, I give respect to the Knicks for going into a hostile environment and getting a win, but I just don't see them winning this series. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I just don't, like I said, I just don't see the Pacers shooting 5 of 25 from 3. I mean, that's crazy. 20%. That's very unlike them. So I just think that this is a good effort game by the Knicks, and that's what it is. We'll see. Now, if they win game 4, I'll be a believer in the Knicks. Like, okay, y'all got a chance. Y'all got some momentum. They lose game 4, they'll lose this series at home in front of friends, in front of their friends and family. If they lose the next game, they will definitely lose in Madison Square Garden in front of friends and family over there. 100%. 100%. No doubt about it. You can book that. But again, they won tonight. We got to give them their credit, and I really want to give flowers to Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns played out of his mind in the fourth quarter. He put that team on his back in the fourth quarter. That was a heroic performance by Cat. I got to give him his credit. I've never seen Cat go ham like that before. Has anyone else seen Cat go crazy like that in a quarter, dropping 20 something in a playoff game? Has that ever happened for Cat before? Because I've never seen it, but he was amazing in that fourth quarter, hitting threes and one, talking crazy in his lemon zest type of way, but talking crazy. I had to give him his credit. Shout out to bro. He was doing work. Let's get to the comment section, see what y'all talking about. Does this make y'all think differently about the series with this win? Or is it still over? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Let me see you in the building. What up, Mr. Cool? Appreciate you tapping in. JST Fresh Tech, what's good? Appreciate you. Luke, what's good, bro? Derek Stevenson in the building. Jeff Riley in the building, what's good? Appreciate you. Robert Allen, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. This has been an entertaining series, though. All these games have gotten close. They go down to the wire. It's been a very entertaining series, in my opinion. What up, Jimmy Roller? Boy Mommy in the building. Eric Payne in the building. Brandon King Carter, what's good? Greg Delaney, what's good? Two Red Violin, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Salute, salute. Let's get into these comments. Is Moose, what's good? Shout out to my bro. Robin Walker Murphy is in the building. What's good, man? Joseph McBeth, what's good? Piano Matt, what's good? Derek Stevenson off the back said, I believe it's over. It could be. Tish, that's what I'm saying. And we'll know what we need to know in game 4. I agree that the Knicks are still on life support. I agree, Tish. But if they win game 4, we got a series. We got a series if they win game 4. Oh, Gibson Nicholas in the house too. Shout out to Barack Bahamas in the building. Joseph McBeth said the New York Knicks should actually be up in this series if you think about it. They threw away a game. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's definitely fair. But again, the results are the results. Now, they have a little momentum. You won a game in Indiana. You know you can do it. You just did it. Now, I feel like they believe they can win game 4. I think they can win game 4. I literally believe that. Bleach Report boss was good. Shout out to you, bro. King Tim said if they win the next game and it's tied 2-2, then we have a series. I agree. And I feel it's the same way with Minnesota Timberwolves. If they win the next game at home, that series is back up. Hey, it's 0-0 again. It's the best of 3. So we'll see what happens. Both of these games 4s will be very important. Obviously, whoever goes down 3-1, the series is for sure over. But if it's 2-2, then it's anybody's game again. So game 4s, I think we'll see some of the best hooping we've seen in the playoffs just because of the magnitude of the game 4s in both conferences. What up, Janet MOC? It's still over, but I'm glad they got the win. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For them to get swept would have been crazy. If they'd have got swept, it would have been crazy, Janet. I agree, Derek. Game 4 is going to be a dogfight. I think in both conferences, it's going to be a dogfight, not just the Pacers. I think in both conferences. Shout out to us, Moose 414. Absolutely. What up, Brandon? Side Cali said Brunson played bad tonight. Yeah, but he was due a bad game, bro. He had back-to-back 40 balls. He can't do that over a series and just drop 40 every game. I don't think it was a bad night. I just think it's not as spectacular as previous nights. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't consider it a bad night. It's just he wasn't Hercules like he's been in these other in the first 2 games. Robin said never count NYC out ever. Okay, I see you, Robin. Salute to Robin. Yeah, exactly, boy. I think both of these series, these next game 4, I can't wait. Jay Stizzle, what's good? I hope the series goes to a game 7. Okay, why though? Rob, yeah, Josh Hart is he does all the dirty work. He does a lot of the dirty work. I respect what Josh Hart does. I think I'm always bringing up different players that I think that Ajax from the Bucks could play like, but he could do what a Josh Hart does. He could do what a Caruso does. He just needs to be developed in that role. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I see what he can. He can do all of that stuff. Sadu said, "Siakam, we got you." Hashtag Knicks. Hey, Siakam be balling. Hey, Siakam been giving the Knicks work. He had a slow game today. What did he put up? 17, I think. Yeah, Siakam only gave y'all 17 tonight. He didn't really do no work. Y'all lucky. But it was a good win. It was definitely a good win. Robert Allen was good. Trick is not to get into foul trouble early. These cheap first half fouls kill you down the stretch. That's a fact. Foul trouble, definitely. Great point, Robert. Mr. Piano Mac said, Mr. One Game at a Time in the building. You already know, bro. You already know. You already know. Let me put the link in the chat. Put the link in the chat. Go through the rest of these comments. Let's chop it up. Do y'all think the Knicks just saved face, or do they have a real chance of winning game 4? Or was this just a blip in the radar? Because we got to be real, y'all. 5 of 25 from the 3-point line from the Pacers. I mean, are they really gonna do that again, y'all? Like being real, 5 of 25? Is Siakam only gonna have 17 points again? Siakam been dropping all types of numbers on their head. 17 is light. That a lot of people underperformed. A lot of people underperformed. So I don't know. Mm, I don't know. I think they might be done. I think they're done, but we gonna see. Game four say it all. Game four let us know what we need to. Our favorite op in the building, no strays, ENT blowing a 20-point lead in a playoff game to the Knicks is insane. Couldn't be me. No strays, you funny as hell, bro. Shout out to no strays. Oh my God, salute. And Robin said, sorry, but the refs were tripping. Hey, the refs have been wild the whole playoffs. They've been super inconsistent. Well, I mean, I don't even know what to say about the refs. They've been super inconsistent throughout the whole playoffs. They'll call a game a certain way in the first half, and it'll be completely different in the second half. I've never seen anything like it before. The Knicks closed out on threes tonight. They played better D. That's what I was saying. They were playing like they all right, the Knicks were playing with effort like they knew their playoff season was on the line. They played tonight, that second half, that defense, like you said, closing out, like they knew their season was on the line. If they lost tonight, it was over. That's how they played. I'm just saying that. I, but again, their backs were against the wall and they pushed back. We got to give the Knicks credit, right? Their backs were against the wall. They were down 20. It looked like it was over, and they fought back. They did to the Pacers what the Pacers do to everybody else. The Pacers got a piece of that, got a little bit of their own medicine. Because that's what the Pacers do. Be down 20, make some miraculous comeback, and then close out. So they got a little bit of their own medicine, and they didn't play well. Let's be clear. Indiana did not play well tonight. Let's be clear. They did not play well. And they were still in this game and should have won this game. But they played sloppy ball, and they just didn't move the ball like they usually do. Not that they had a crazy amount of turnovers, but they had 12 turnovers. But the concerning thing is they only had 20 assists. That's the problem. The Pacers it can be into the 30s with assists when they're playing their game and moving the ball. 20 assists let me know they weren't sharing the ball. That's a huge problem why they lost this game. Again, as Mr. Cool was saying earlier, they weren't moving the ball, and that's a big reason that they lost this game. Jimmy Roller says, salute to no strays. Hope you taking it one injury at a time and one $5 copium shot at a time. Jesus, what's wrong with y'all? Jesus. Robin said, shout out to the bench. Them boys did their thing. They ain't played that much since the team scrimmage. I agree. DeLon Wright got in the game. They let DeLon Wright come in and get some minutes, and they won. That's a slap in the face to the Pacers. Y'all let DeLon Wright come in and give y'all some work. DeLon Wright, who played 26 seconds, I think, since he's been there. Crazy. JST Fresh Tech was good. Knicks actually play real defense. My eyes is open. Bucks games, I see so many three-point shooters open, and we just play dare with the shooters. That's a fact. I will agree with that. That is a Bucks trait. We do leave people wide open. We do not close out on threes. But again, I think that's bad defensive philosophy. He is definitely wild for that boy, mommy. 100% wild for that. Agreed. 100% wild. I'm still impressed with Indiana though. That pace is hard to keep up with. I just don't think the Knicks have enough over a 7-game series to beat the Pacers. They don't have enough bodies. They just don't. I do think, in my opinion, I believe that the Pacers will win game 4, and I think they'll win game 4 comfortably. I think they feel a way that they lost this game at home with all the momentum they had with winning 2 at MSG. I think they'll come out very serious next game. I think they'll be extremely serious, and I think they'll win the game fairly comfortably. Yeah, bro, the line right got me. Yo, Derek, bro, the line right got ticked. That is insane. The line right got ticked. Insane. That is insane. And they won. Oh, Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet got some tick. Landry Shamet. Wow. Hey, but you know what? That lets you know. I know it was foul trouble and all that, but that lets you know how desperate they were playing them players that ain't get no run. But hey, they produced. That lets Tibbs know now that might help them a little bit moving forward because Tibbs can depend on these guys a little bit. He's like, okay, I see Landry can do a little something. He could spell so and so for a certain amount of minutes. I could maybe put the line right in for a few minutes and Cameron Payne to spare someone. So maybe that'll help. Maybe this foul trouble from this game will allow Tibbs to expand uh the amount of players that are playing in the game. We'll see. Maybe it'll expand the bench. He's gonna need to expand the bench. You can't play a starters 40 minutes against the Pacers. It'll be too much. It's just too much. I can't see it. I just really can't see it. Robert Allen said playing every other day plays into the Pacers' pace. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They just give him time to rest. That's a great point. Piano Matt said, "Who would have thought? We since last year, out of all the teams, the one we don't like the most is the Pacers." Facts, and I still believe. I'm not saying this because I'm a Bucks fan, Bucks supporter, but I still feel like the Bucks have played the Pacers the best so far in the playoffs, considering everything. I think we played the Pacers the best. Not saying there's anything to be proud of in losing. I'm just saying we gave the Pacers more of a struggle than any other team. I know they lost tonight, but I feel like that's more of an anomaly than anything else. Yeah, Landry Shamet getting in the game, and he hit a three. I was like, oh no. Landry Shamet came in the game gunning, bro. He came in gunning. I was like, wow. That was crazy. And then tomorrow we got Minnesota versus OKC. Can Minnesota pull it off again? They treated OKC. They did treat OKC. Y'all let me know in the comment section briefly. Does Minnesota have a chance to win at home? And if they go up 2-2, is this series again? Or did they just win at home and then OKC will close them out when they get back to the crib? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I do want to give the Timberwolves some credit though for showing up and showing out at home the way they did. They put them cats on clamps. They shut down SGA. They made a statement. And I think tonight, even regardless of what happened in the circumstances, the Knicks made a statement against Indiana that we ain't going nowhere. We still right here. So I gotta say, hey, New York, y'all, hey, y'all showed up. Y'all showed out. Baggy jeans, Tims, and long white tees. That's what y'all needed down the stretch. Y'all had to thug it out down the stretch. Hey, the Knicks had to thug it out down the stretch. Salute to them, though. They had to thug it out. I'm still impressed, though. Let me ask y'all this too. Doris Burke mentioned this. As far as from an analyst perspective of her watching the game, she said that your best player can't be as small as Jalen Brunson, and you win a championship. Y'all, let me know what y'all think about that. Do you think Jalen Brunson can be the best player in your team and you can win a championship? I found that very interesting. And then she started rattling off names like Iverson and smaller players that never won a championship. The only one you can really go to that was a smaller player that was the best player on their team to win a championship is Zeke. Isaiah Thomas, the real Isaiah Thomas for the Detroit Pistons. Besides that, you don't really have small under 6 foot players or six foot players. The best player on their team winning a championship. Steph is 6'3", 6'4", so you don't want to throw him in there. Is that a problem? Do y'all really think that's a thing, or was she just shooting in the dark? Y'all let me know. I found that very interesting perspective from Doris Burke saying that your best player can't be as small as Jalen Brunson. Thank you, Miss Robin Walker Murphy, for the $20 super chat. This is just a Deuce McBride appreciation post. Yo. All right. All right. Shout out to Robin Walker Murphy. Appreciate the $20 super chat, man. King Tim said Ant-Man ain't going down without a fight. Game 4 is basically game 7 for Knicks and Wolf. Facts. 100%. 100%. Now let me ask you this. In the game 4, who do y'all have more likely winning? Knicks or Wolves? I'm gonna wait for y'all in the chat. Who do y'all have more likely to win game 4? Knicks or Timberwolves? I'm interested to see who y'all believe in more. Derek Stevens said New York will have to make this series a gritty, physical series. They have to be more physical against the Pacers. I agree, but they also have to slow the tempo. They have to find a way to slow the tempo down. They can't play at their pace and win this series. Absolutely not. That's insane. There's no way. Absolutely not. So the Knicks are going to have to play good defense like they did. And again, to me, they slowed the game down in this game, right? Pacers only scored 100 points. You're in the game if you can hold the Pacers to 100 points. You have a good chance of winning. Now, when you get in these games, 125, 130, you're not going to beat the Pacers. You can beat the Pacers at 100 points. So that's the key. Slowing the game down, taking away possessions. That's how you beat the Pacers. Games like this, 100, 106. You're not going to beat the Pacers if they score like 125 points because that means they cooking. So you're not going to beat them. And I completely agree with that statement. They have to be physical, gritty, and slow the game down. Make it physical. That's their only chance. They won't beat this team in a track meet. There's no way, no how. Okay, Piano Matt said Knicks. Oh, that was Becky Hammonds? Hey, I said Dorisburg. They look the same to me. My bad. Dude, was that not crazy? She said that, Joseph. Hey, explain that to me. Do you feel that's legit? Is that legit? I see where she's coming from, though. And then she brought receipts. She brought receipts, bro. So I don't know. New York Knicks fans, y'all let me know. Can you win a championship with Jalen Brunson being your guy? Very interesting. Romero got the Wolves. What up, Romero? Derek, that's logical. T-Wolves because they at home. Facts. Robin said, if we, the Knicks, win it, it's going to be exactly 1 point. Oh, Robin, you believe. I feel you. Jimmy Roller said the Wolves. Okay. Romero said Ant turned into another 1984 MJ Scary. He's trying to get it. He's definitely trying to get it. Damn, Jeff came in and said neither. It's a wrap for both. Damn, Jeff. You don't think neither one of them going to win game 4, Jeff? Come on, man. Come on, Jeff. Don't be like that. Give them some hope. That's true, Robert. McConnell was a big factor early, but didn't do much after that. He definitely had a burst early. I agree. But I mean, still, he played 15 minutes and had 12 points. That's still a huge impact in the game, though. 15 minutes, 12 points. I mean, that's productive in my opinion, bro. Daniel said, "Oh yeah, people's mad at Becky for saying." And that was hilarious, bro. She was dead serious. Not, but I'm still saying, is that is it valid on some level? Is it valid? Is Jalen Brunson too small to be your guy that you can win a championship? I'll just say this. I would prefer if my guy was more Giannis. Giannis, when he scores, it's impactful. He's getting people into foul trouble. He's demoralizing your team. He's controlling it on offense and defense. He's getting rebounds. It's just his imprint on the game is just bigger to me because of size and what he can do on offense and defense impact the game. I feel like Jalen Brunson can only impact the game on offense. He is useless on defense. And he's small, so he's not really going to rebound. So all he can really do is score. So that limits his effectiveness. So I'm just going to throw that out there to to piggyback off of why Becky Hammond might have said that. My bad, Becky Hammond, calling you Doris Burke. I be getting y'all confused. No disrespect, but y'all both are great basketball minds. No disrespect. King Temp said Knicks got to increase their intensity on defense to pull off a W for game 4. Get in the Pacers' face, Jersey type of defense. They're going to have, yeah, they absolutely are going to have to play physical, 100%. What up, Scales? Calvin Kamara was good. Only team to beat OKC in the East is Cleveland, and they are out. Fact. You know what, Calvin? That you saying that? My brother said he think the Pacers are going to get treated. If they make it to OKC, my brother thinks that Indiana's going to get treated, and he thinks they're going to shut down Tyrese Haliburton because of their defense, the size, and their athleticism. I found that very interesting. He's super confident. Like, he said it very nonchalant. It wasn't like he was trying to, you know what I'm saying, get under my skin. He just like, oh yeah, okay, see a whoop on them. They'll shut down time. Like, very casual. It was wild casual. Is it like that, friends and family? Do y'all think OKC would just moonwalk on the Pacers? I mean, is that real? I know they didn't beat them in the regular season, and all that, but do y'all think right now the Pacers in their current form will just get treated by OKC? I don't know. But I feel you though, Calvin Kamara, my brother, on the same page. Okay, Scale said not a Tibbs system. I feel you, but there is validity to what Becky Hammond was saying, though, Scales. There is validity. She get the receipts. There is validity. What up, B Shack? I've always thought Jalen Brunson was really a number 2 disguised as a number 1. Yeah, bro. That's how I feel. That's not a disrespect or not. He can hit big shots, he can do all that, but can he really be your guy that can carry your squad? I'm not sure if that's true. You know what? This isn't the same thing, but it's kind of similar. Michael Redd was a really good player for the Bucks back in the day, really great scorer, but he wasn't the guy. He couldn't be the guy. He'd be a great Batman or a great Robin, but he can't be Batman. And I feel like Jalen Brunson is masquerading as Batman, but he's better suited as a super Robin that can sometimes have Batman qualities. Again, that's no slander. This is my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, but that's how I feel. I feel like if he was a second option with another superstar, that would be his lane. He'd be like what was perfect was Luca and Jalen. That was a perfect combination where you had Luca the superstar, then Jalen can do his thing, but you still have Luca that can carry a team. I just don't know if Brunson can carry a team to a championship or to the finals. We're gonna see though. That's the good point, Joseph Macbeth. OKC can switch everything. Is that the difference in that series with Indiana versus OKC's that OKC can switch on everything? Is that the biggest difference? I can see that. Hey, Scale said Cat is unlocked. They can't guard her. Cat was hooping in that 4, but I mean, come on, Scale. Is Cat gonna be able to duplicate 20-point quarter? I mean, that was unreal what he was doing. He was in his bag. Okay, you think it would be a good series? Okay, I feel you. Robin, it's not disrespect. I'm asking a question. Be mad at Becky Hammond. I'm repeating what Becky Hammond said. Not me. Becky Hammond said that. I'm bringing that to the people. I'm bringing that to the community and asking what y'all think about what Becky Hammond said. And I'm only giving factual information behind what she said. That's all. Jalen Brunson, they win a championship this year. That kills everything. But we got to see. We got to see. Scale said with Cat Brunson cannot with Randall, but either Cat and Mitch Robinson it works. Okay. So you think with Cat and Mitch Robinson he can do it? Okay, that's fair. His moves was good. I sure did. I predict that OKC will make Hallie look bad. They have defenders to slow the Pacers. Okay. See, that's I see. I was just talking about it. Here he come. He's standing on business. Shout out to Moose. He's standing on business. We gonna see, Moose. If that series occurs, which it looks like it will, we gonna see. B Willis, what's good? Get him a PG, he'll shine more. But he too little, don't you think, to be a shooting guard? He has to play point, B Willis, I think. Mr. Cool said Pacers bench was disorganized today and crazy, man. Mathurian, who looks like you will see him in a police report, was awful. He won't be a Pacer next season. He's regressed. He played really good like his rookie year, maybe second year, but he's definitely regressed. I agree with you there. He's regressed, and I don't think he'll be there either. King Temp said Brunson is a star, but I'm not ready to put him on a superstar level yet. But I see the potential. I agree. I would call him a borderline superstar now, but just because you're a superstar don't mean you can win a championship. There's certain things got to be in your favor. But yeah, he's either a superstar or knocking at the door where the door is cracked and he got to do something spectacular to push it wide open to walk through. But he's at the door. Worst case scenario, he's at the door, if not already in the room. Dude, that is so wild with Cat. Cat's in foul trouble every game. That is absolutely insane to me that he's in foul trouble every game. And they are extremely low IQ. He does it to himself. Like that hip check foul he did. Why do you got your hip poked out? Why is your hip even poked out under any circumstances? You're a grown man. Why are you poking out your hip? What's wrong with you? Cat is wild. Cat be doing some wild stuff. Uh, Cat is interesting. He's an interesting human. Definitely an interesting human. Derek said Rudy Gobert is Brooke Cousin. He is a liability in that series. He's Brooke's cousin, bro. That is hilarious. I didn't disrespect your friend like that. Right. Hey, what up, Robin? Just said Brunson was not even a number 2 in Dallas. He may have up his offense, but defense is suspect. He's a fake number 1. I'm not gonna say fake number 1. I say he can be a number 1 for your team, but it could have a ceiling until he shows he can break through that ceiling. I feel like if there's a ceiling, depending on who's around him, and I guess that's for any player. Boy, mommy co-signing moves. It's Moose saying, but yeah, we can give the douchebags at least 1 W, maybe 2. That's it. Yeah, boy, mommy been sliding no people. Boy, mommy been sliding. Shout out to boy, mommy. She has definitely been sliding since the Bucks was out. Yo. Oh. Robin was good. Now we just talking about the last time the era of 1 or 2 players leading the team is over. It takes a whole team. I agree. Fair point. That is a fair point, Robin, which is why I just said that's also dependent on who's around that player. Correct. I agree. Fair point. Fair point, Robin. I'm with you. Joel Marquez said Cat's body movement is so because he doesn't look athletic. He don't look in shape. He don't got no cut, nothing. He's an awkward guy. He's an awkward guy. Robin said not Rudy be a bro. Robin, was that not hilarious that he said he was Brooke cousin and he said it so casual and type that you would think it was real? And listen, y'all wild in the comment section sometimes. Y'all are so wild. Yeah, I think he has a lot of good pieces around him. OG Anunoby's a great player. I think he's a great player. Mikal Bridges, they have talent around him. Oh, I know. That's why I said, you see? Hey, I see you, boy mommy. That's why, hey, I said you sliding on everybody. You not wrong. Damn, boy mommy been sliding since the bus was out on everybody. Man, salute. I respect it. You know, I cheerlead foolishness, boy Bobby. I respect it. I definitely respect it. Scale said Brunson took a pay cut so they could put the right pieces around. That's fair. That was smart. That was smart on his behalf. That was smart. Mr. Cool said playing every other day does not lend itself to consistent good play. This was a horribly played game on both sides. It was sloppy and hard to watch. And again, Mr. Cool. Indiana 5 of 25 from 3. How often is that going to happen? It took the Indiana Pacers to shoot 5 for 25 and Cat to score 20 some points in the fourth quarter for them to barely win. What are we talking about? I really think the Pacers are going to have a bounce back performance. Shout out to Boy Mommy. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let's get it. She been raining on everybody parade. I respect it. I've been seeing you, Boy Mommy, going in. I've been seeing you go in. Robin said, hey, Giannis, when he snatched dude by the neck was crazy. Shout out to King Tip. That was crazy. 100%. Moose co-signing Boy Mommy as he should. Luke said, recent KPJ, Gary Trent extend AJ Green and Ryan Rollins. We're gonna have to wait till the season's over. I hope that all happens, Luke. We all hope that does. The Knicks. I mean, true. I guess that goes both ways. That I can see it both ways. You fair scales. Scared. True. Every game has been close. I agree. But I'm just saying for them to go 5 of 25 from 3, you're not gonna see that often, no scale. That's what I'm saying. And you're not gonna see often my man going for 24 in the fourth quarter. Fair point. Agreed. My man B Shaq. B Shaq said Brunson has to work so hard to score. I just think a primary scorer doesn't have to work that hard. He needs to play off someone else. But who? I mean, I guess he could play off of Jason Hart, right? Jason Hart can kind of semi-run point. So you saying to run off Jason Hart, B Shaq, and he play off the ball? Let me know in the comment section. That's what you saying, B Shaq. If so, I think I feel what you're saying. Do you think Brunson can play though without the ball in his hand? Is he capable of that still? Jimmy Rose said, "There's nothing I would love more than Halliburton's choke calibration to backfire." Celebration, my bad. He said calibration. I should have corrected you. My bad. Choke celebration to backfire. It would take a lot. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I get it, but I think it would take a lot. I think it would really take a lot, Jimmy. I think it would take a lot. But again, like I said, they win game 4, all bets are off. It's up. They win game 4, it's up. 100% is up. They win game 4. It is 100% up. I think, all right, if Indiana lose game 4, in my New Jersey twerk voice, they shook his pride. Hey, they gonna shake their pride a little bit. If they lose both these games in Indiana, hey, Indiana is gonna be different. Like I said, New Jersey twerk voice, they gonna shake their pride. They gonna shake their pride. I'm telling you. Then it'll be different. Then going back to Madison Square Garden would be very interesting. Very interesting. If Pacers lose both these games at home, it would be very interesting going back to Madison Square Garden. Scale said the Pacers choked tonight for real. That Halliburton celebration ain't aging well. Not yet. Not yet. I agree. Not yet. Derek Stevenson said Mikal Bridges not having a good series offensively, but he's playing very good defense. I don't know if you peeping his defense. Mikal Bridges is an excellent defender. He's playing very good defense though. But I agree with you. B Shaq said no, the Knicks won't truly be great until they get a true number 1 scorer on the roster. Because right now we would say Brunson is their number 1 scorer. I agree. Blowing a 20-point lead is choking. I agree. That's fair. That's fair. If that was the Bucks, we would call that a choke right away. Right away. No excuses. That is a choke. I agree. At home makes it worse. Choking at home is crazy. I mean, that's really wild. But you know what? Rick Carlisle's too good of a coach for them not to bounce back in game 4. I think that the Pacers will bounce back in game 4. I think Rick Carlisle had them boys ready. I think they might have been feeling themselves too much, and I think they thought that the Knicks was gonna lay down or this would be easy for them. And the Knicks showed up and showed out on these fools, and now they back in it's a series again. Robin said, I think this win took a lot out of the Knicks. That was a Herculean effort. That was like game 7 over in these parts. I had to remind myself that it was only game 3. Right. Oh man, hey, we got a New York legend and a Miami legend about to enter the chat. B Shack. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me tap in B Shack. What up, B Shack?
What up? What up?
So tell me how you
Hey
feel
man,
about
I
this
just
game. Your team had their back against the wall your hometown, and they found a way.
yeah man, they came up big man. Even though I didn't really care for the lineup change.
Right.
I just think that the games were too close up to this point to justify that, and I think you risk um really discouraging some players. You come this far now, you want to, it was
Right.
different from like the Nets. Like the Bucks had a situation with Lopez, he became unplayable.
Playable, right.
But I don't think that was the case with the Knicks. But listen, they pulled it off tonight. They survived some scary foul trouble in the first half. I mean, I really, after them being down and being in foul trouble, I
I
really
thought it
did
was
not
over.
expect them to come back to win this game, but they did. So kudos to them. But let me clarify my point about Brunson. I think Brunson is a great player. I think he's a player that um you know I think he's gifted in drawing fouls and scoring points, but he cannot be your best player.
Mm.
For one, anyone who has to work that hard to score, I mean, he really has to work hard to get to the bucket. He has to work hard to get around people. He has to work hard to create space for a shot. Kudos to him for finding a way to do it. But I just kind of feel like a number one guy that is really a gifted scorer doesn't have to work that hard, and
True.
Brunson would be even more effective and more efficient if he was playing off somebody else, if he was able to play in more space. But when they key on him, man, it's
Right.
really tough. And I don't and your best player cannot be that big of a liability on defense. You just can't. You just can't, because I mean it's going to affect your
Do you
plus
feel he
minus
only
on the
affects the
team.
game one way? I feel like he only affects the game offensively. And I'm not
Pretty
saying
much.
that I know Steph
No,
doesn't do that, other players don't, but he doesn't have maybe the supporting. You know what it is? Maybe they need a second scorer, a third scorer besides Cat. So you got Cat Bridges hasn't showed up as a third scorer. You can't really count on Josh Hart or OG as a consistent third scorer. Is that what they're missing? More so than
yeah,
blaming Brunson?
they've got guys who are spotty, man. They got guys that you just don't know which night who's going to have it and who's not, right? In comparison, let's look at the Bucks during their championship run. You could depend on Middleton. You could just lock it in. You could depend on Giannis, right? And they would have a third score or a combination of guys that you knew someone's going to come through. But the Knicks, it's a crapshoot every night. You don't really know who's going to
Gonna
really
have it. That's
really
true.
really bring it. And Man, Cat to me is an enigma to me.
He can do everything.
But this don't always listen. He's either on one and he's really on a roll, always making dumb fouls. He's looking
Good looking,
clumsy
Jeff.
out there. He's looking clumsy out there. He's not a graceful athlete, but but when he gets it going, he gets it going. But even him, man, I don't. I mean, a true number one scorer, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got two number twos on the team. How about that?
Mm. Mm.
That's what I feel. And they're making it work, but they got two number twos.
I agree with that about
Um,
Cat. You can't Cat can't carry. But two number twos together can get you to where they are right now.
yeah, I think he was turning over. He was turning into the number two in
Right.
Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
100%.
and Anthony Edwards was coming on. Um, but the Knicks, man, I think this. I mean, this might be the one game they get. I don't know, man.
That's what I
I
said.
think I think Indiana, what happened to them,
Overconfidence?
first of all, the Knicks are a good away team. They are. But the Knicks, we gotta remember the Knicks are built to beat the Celtics and not the Pacers. The Knicks built their team with wing defenders to handle guys
Brunson,
on the
yeah,
Celtics.
Jalen Brown and Tatum.
Yeah, they're not built for a team that's this where
Mm,
everything's spread out and dynamic like this, where everyone can hurt you. They're not
that's
really
a good
built
point.
like that. And so I noticed tonight, man, Tibbs opened up that bench some tonight.
But that was by
He,
force because of the foul trouble. But look, he got some right.
yeah,
DeLon Wright gave him some minutes. Landry Shamet gave him some minutes, came in and hit a three right away. Maybe that's a
yeah.
blessing in disguise. Maybe he'll try to expand the bench a little bit and not just play 9 guys.
That's probably what he should. That's probably the main adjustment he
He
needs
needs.
to make.
I agree.
And I think that will go a long way, man, because I mean, it may have been a blessing in disguise for this to happen tonight. And if
Mm,
guys can come in and just not hurt you, okay, we're not talking about guys want to come in and stretch the lead out. We're talking about you want guys to come in and what's that little oath the doctors say, do no harm or something like that. Just do
hmm.
no harm and just don't mess it up. Just don't
Right,
come in there
right. There's
and
no
get your
messing.
name get your
Right,
name in the paper
right,
tomorrow, man. Just don't mess
right.
it up, man. Stay in front of your man. Um, make smart decisions. Don't turn the ball over as a role player. Um, and earn your fouls.
There
I
you
believe
go.
in role players earning your fouls, right? You get your
Facts.
hard foul in, to make your presence felt in the
Felt.
game. So
But I thought
I
their
think they got their
defense was
one
really
game
good
tonight.
from the second quarter on. I felt like the Knicks turned it up defensively.
Yeah, they did. They did, and they had to do it. And Miles Turner, man, is coming up kind of small in this series.
He did have 19 though today.
Yeah, tonight he did, but I mean he was home. But Miles Turner, he didn't show up like he did in the Bucks series. I was like,
That's
"Where's that
fair.
Miles
That's fair.
Turner?" I don't listen, man. I mean, just let me keep it basketball, man, because I really won't get on Miles Turner's fashion, but I'm leave that alone, man. Yo, man, let me just shut up, man. You just be quiet, man, because he be. I don't know about
That's
some
true. Okay,
nuggets, man.
Robinson at the end of last season, they were preparing for the Celtics and 76ers who proved to be non-factors. And they built their roster around that. That's fair. I agree with you. B Shack saying the same thing. That's a fair point. So because of the way but their roster should still be okay because you still got wing defenders. OG is still a great defender. Mikal Bridges is a great defender. I mean, is Tibbs
Yeah.
doesn't have the right defensive game plan, maybe because you have the defenders that should be able to stop what they're doing. Technically, you got Josh Hart, another big guard. You got Mitchell Robinson, that's a defender, rebounder. Is this
Well,
Tibbs?
Tibbs don't believe in double teaming, right? He hasn't done much double teaming, has he?
No,
because
that's
I
not really
think
his. That's not really his thing, though.
I think you need to be Shaq. You quoting
Oh,
Doc. What did I say? What did I say?
yeah, what you just said. You quoting Doc.
Listen, listen. I think the
B
head of the
chat.
snake. I think you gotta deal with the head of the snake, man. And I think they gotta get the ball out of Halliburton's hands or just make him feel uncomfortable, man. Um, I think that's something they can do maybe to be
He
Shaq
said that
way
fit
out of
was way
pocket.
out of pocket. Miles Turner outfit was way out of
Man,
pocket.
Miles Turner, man. Miles Turner might got he might have to have a press conference, man. That's all I'm
Right.
gonna say.
He said.
So, something go something going on, man. Something going on, man. Something going on.
Oh, the chat, B Shack.
Yo, did you see the
Hey,
outfit he
Robert.
had?
Hey, 1 second, B Shack. Robert Walker Murphy. Are the Knicks winning Game 4? That's what I want to hear from you, B Shack. Carry Robert Walker Murphy. Are the Knicks winning Game 4? Let me know in the chat. Go ahead, B Shack.
I don't know. Well, you want me to answer that question? I'll get back to
Yeah, you
Miles
can go ahead
Turner.
and answer that question too.
Well, that outfit he had on, he was at the Indiana Fever game. He was on the sideline with his legs crossed and wearing he was wearing something that looked kind of,
Okay, I
you
got
know.
you. I got
I was like,
you.
come on, man, come on, man,
That's why they lost
and
this game. Do you think the Knicks can win Game 4? What are the probabilities for the Knicks to win Game 4?
I don't think there's a high probability of that.
Okay.
I just don't. I think they have a better chance. I expected to lose this game,
And then win at Madison Square Garden.
but win at Madison Square Garden.
Mm,
I don't expect the Indiana Pacers to lose 2 games at home in a row. I
right.
just can't see that.
Now, if
No
they
more than I can.
do, I think that completely flips the series.
Absolutely, A- absolutely. Now you're coming back home with momentum,
Right.
and but it's hard for me to because Carlisle is going to adjust to what he saw
And
tonight.
that's yeah, he's not no doc. He's going to figure it out.
He's gonna adjust, and I think the Knicks what they tried to do tonight strategically was to slow the game down
Mm-hmm.
because you cannot beat the Indiana Pacers at their own game.
Fair.
So you start you change your starting lineup, or you put a bigger starting lineup in. I think in an effort to kind of slow it down some and use your size as an advantage. But I see Carlisle making some adjustment, and that's why I just don't think the Knicks going to pull it out. But hey, but you didn't come on last night, right? You didn't come
Uh-uh.
on. Man, how about the blowout last night, man? They blew the doors off. And my wife was sitting there saying, "How could this happen? How
Right.
could OKC just let that happen?" And I was watching Shea in the press conference. He just like, he couldn't really explain it, man. There's really no explanation for it. And I was
But
coming to
Minnesota got a
say that,
type of defense. They can do that sometimes to you. They can have suffocating defense from time to time and do that to you.
yeah, I mean their defense is great. I don't think it's as consistent as OKC's, but it can
Right.
rise to that level from time to time.
Correct.
And and
They got
last night,
confidence at least now. We gonna see tomorrow, but they got confidence though.
yeah, I just think last night was part of OKC's inexperience because
Mm.
you got to know when you come into Minnesota that not everyone's ready for that type of intensity uh away from home, and you have to know how to take that first hit. I mean, we've seen it time and time again.
All right.
You
Good
know a
point.
wave is coming, but you got to be able to stem the tide and get yourself together. They never could get themselves back together, and so It was really, really, really. I didn't. No one expected them to blow them out like that. I mean, it was a 40-point game. They won by
Yeah,
like
it
40,
was
14.
from the beginning. It was they just jumped on them and they couldn't recover.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota is not. I mean, the gap. None of these games should be that wide a margin. So
I agree.
I expect now I do expect. I was afraid they might sweep them, but after seeing last night, I think they're going to possibly tie the series up.
Would that put pressure on OKC?
Um, all OKC, all OKC has to make sure of is they don't lose any home games.
True.
I don't know if that puts pressure on them. I do know that the most dangerous thing that can happen is if Minnesota wins again. See, Anthony Edwards is a type of animal, man.
He's
If
different.
if if he's got you back on your heels, if he smells blood, he's just gonna keep elevating. And that's what I think could possibly happen when they go back to OKC, that they see a different Anthony Edwards and how
Mm.
they deal with how they deal with that. Um, so the next game is going to tell us a lot because uh, how does OKC respond, and is Minnesota going to keep that energy going? Now think
I
about
respect that, Robin. She said, "If my mind's telling me no, but my heart is saying yeah." Shout out to you, Robin. I appreciate your transparency and honesty, man. I appreciate your honesty. Go ahead, Bisha.
yeah. So I mean that series took an interesting turn last night. It just did.
Because that was a statement game to me by Minnesota. Like, okay, y'all got, but we can beat y'all, and we're gonna show you. And the way we beat y'all, I feel like that has to make OKC think about it a little bit now. Like, damn, what's up?
Yeah, I mean,
I still think
we'll
OKC
see,
should win
man.
this series. I just don't think Minnesota has enough firepower. Besides Anthony Edwards, you can't count on Dante DiVincenzo, McDaniels, Julius Randle maybe for a half. There, his second scorer is suspect. Julius Randle. Julius Randle had 20 points in the first half, then had 8 in the second. That's unacceptable.
Well, I mean, if I score 20 points in the first half and we're beating you by like 30, I'm not pushing it the second
No,
half.
this is the second game. This is game
Oh,
three.
so we do on the second game. Oh, the second
Second
game.
game. But
Second
I'm
game.
just giving an
Okay.
example of he doesn't have
Yeah.
anybody that he can really truly depend on consistently. Sometimes McDaniel shows up, sometimes Randall shows up, but he doesn't really have a consistent guy. Where
Yeah.
I can see at
Yeah.
least for Jalen Brunson, Cat is fairly consistent as the second guy and can sometimes
Yeah.
be the guy if needed.
Yeah. Well, I still think we're looking at a OKC Indiana
Oh,
series.
100%. Now, do you
I still
feel
think
like
we're
Moose
looking
and,
at.
some of the people in the chat, they think OKC is just going to, treat Indiana like they're just going to run through them? They're saying that with their wing defenders, their defense, size, athleticism, that they're gonna shut down Halliburton. That's what they're saying in the chat.
Well, I just said, I think Tibbs needs to do more to, chop the head of the snake off, but he won't make those adjustments. I think OKC has the ability to take Halliburton out the game.
Okay, so you do agree with that?
Yeah, because if you affect him, um,
They can't
then
initiate
I
their
I
offense.
I think I think you shake the whole team because he's the one that to be wolfing them up, man. He's the one that just be, stirring the pot. If you
Right.
get him, Halliburton get the little question mark on his face, that little that little
Right.
that little unsure look on his face, man. That's the look you need to keep on his face during the whole game. And when he be looking at the referees like this, you know,
Right.
you know that's how you have to deal with him. And who would they put on him? They probably put what's that defensive guy? What's the guy on the
Caruso or Dort?
Oh, 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 oh.
What up, BP?
I,
What up, Bleacher? Go ahead.
I think OKC probably wins that series. I think it's an entertaining series, but I think OKC wins it in six.
Okay, I can see that. I don't think that's unreasonable at all.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
up? What up, Bleacher? What you think about today's game? And if you then after that, who do you think will win between OKC versus the Pacers in the finals and why? It's on you, VP.
I'm glad I'm wrong. Glad I was wrong about these last 2 series because we just had everybody rolling yesterday. It was pretty funny.
Right,
But once I saw this afternoon that Tibbs gonna change the lineup, I'm like they doing what the book said, but they did 2 games early. Like, all right, we gotta change this
right,
lineup. Let's work. So I'm happy that the Knicks gonna make this a little bit of a series. I don't want it to be just a sweep for the Knicks, the Pacers, but they exposed something that we was saying the last live. You gotta be physical with this team. You can't just let them run around and do what they
right,
want to do. You gonna have to. They're gonna allow you to be a little physical with them, and that was one thing we kept saying. Like, these other teams, they just like after the Bucks, they just don't. The other team want to be physical. They want to do nothing. They want to fight for it. This is for the final. This is the finals.
right.
This is your legacy. This is for everything. This ain't a
Facts.
regular season. And when you ask me, like, regardless of what happens or not, I think Pacers still probably going to win this series because I just don't. The Knicks just got nobody else to really play. I mean, Brunson can score so many points, but he gets so much foul trouble because you can't have him doing both, playing defense and then he want him to score 40 points. You can't have him
Right.
do both.
Facts.
Can't. So if it was Pacers versus the Thunder, honestly, with that with this, I said the Pacers about this thought about a little bit more. You go inside on them and you be physical. Let's just say go physicality. I'm gonna say the Thunder because I just think that they more physical than the Pacers. They just trying to be finesse, trying to score quickly. I think Dorsey will be a really big spot to
Yeah,
stop.
that is going to be
Her.
interesting to see how Halliburton can handle Dort and Caruso. They got two guards that play defense, and that's all they do.
And
So
we
that'll
and
be, and they're going to send them at Halliburton. That could disrupt everything.
I think Caruso will be like, man, let me have Haliburton for the whole series at this point because he saw him play. He was in Chicago when they played
That's
the
true.
Haliburton time, so he's used to playing him. So I wouldn't be surprised
Good
if he's like,
point.
let me hold on, let me hold on to him. Let me get Haliburton. But
Okay, Derek
Minnesota went.
Stevens is saying OKC in 6 against the Pacers. That's not unreasonable. I think that's very reasonable.
I I kind of think that with the Pacers, I mean, no, with Minnesota, when I gave Minnesota 1 game, and I didn't think it would be a blowout.
Blowout like that. That was a hell of a way to lose.
Yeah, they
He said Nate Smith on Scale said Nate Smith on SGA though. That's true.
Yeah, but then like once you start getting fouls calls, we'll see what they're gonna call fouls or
Right,
not.
that's the
That's
thing though. SGA is gonna get the calls though, Scales. You don't think they gonna get he's the MVP of the league? He gonna get if he was already getting
Yeah.
calls, what you think is gonna
that's the
happen
last
in
thing
the
I want.
finals?
I want my best player on the guy that get the foul calls against. Like I
Right.
don't.
SGA is gonna get the calls.
Yeah,
That's gonna be a
And listen,
difference. Go ahead, B Shaq.
I think any one of those teams gonna have a problem with Hartenstein and Holmgren, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
yep.
I've been impressed by Chet Holmgren, man.
See,
I saw him do a couple little bully moves. I didn't know he had a little strength on him.
he's better than people think. Moose, I was telling you, Chet
Oh,
Holmgren is kind of X factor for that team. When he plays well, him and Jalen Williams, really monster Jalen Williams. If Jalen Williams scores over 20 or close to it, they hard to beat. They are hard to beat, but when he bombs, they usually lose.
and
yeah.
Hartenstein, That's Mr. Hustle, man. He got
Right.
that little push
That's the
shot.
guy
But
that's not.
Right.
go ahead, boss.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's one guy that the Knicks should have just kept. Like he is a good center, a
He's
good
a
power
solid.
forward.
Yes, he's a solid big man.
Like I know, like if you wanted, you could have kept him and had like Cat come to 4. You don't have to put him on the 5. But it's like you have to put him on 5. He gets tired quickly. I mean, that's on them. Go ahead, Abishai. I'll finish your point. I just wanted to say that real
Nah,
quick.
this, Hartenstein kind of make me laugh, man, because he got that little, I don't
That
know if it's
little
a
left
birth
hand
defect,
teardrop or whatever that is. Yeah.
but I don't know if it's his birth defect, but his head be all forward like this. It, his head is like up here, man.
Right.
I
It
mean, and his shoulders be back here like this. And he just be running like a little, like he just wound up. He just keep going,
right.
man. And
But he's
I
a
just think,
solid double type of guy. He get you 10 points, 10 rebounds, do his job.
and OKC really does not have a weak spot in their starting lineup, man. When it comes to defense,
True.
you can't really target anybody. I mean, and
Mm,
they swarm on you. I don't think Jason Brunson, his game is not fit to go against OKC at all. At all.
interesting.
At all, man, because he does a lot of dribbling. And I just think they would just make it so proud of him. And by the time we got to the hoop, Hartenstein and Holgram, it's not. That's what I'm saying, man. To me, he's not a number one because first of all, his size, man, his size,
Right.
and I don't. He's a scorer. I don't consider him a shooter.
Mm.
He's a
Yeah, there's a
scorer.
difference.
Yeah. So
So you agree?
I think Pacers could possibly make it a competitive series, not the Knicks.
No.
I
And
agree with that.
I remember because I remember the when Becky Hammond said that statement, everybody got mad at her. But when I thought about it, I'm like, well, she got a point because his size and you can tire him out. He doesn't really. You look at him, he's not going to make you like, oh, he gonna if he gets off, we in trouble now. Like like she said they got mad at her, but we saying the same thing, but it's like we're saying like you know what we know how people gonna take it when she says it, but it's like we said we trying to give you facts of why. She just went blunt. She just said bluntly, and not really just giving her facts. She gave her facts, but it's like everybody saw math. She said it, but Brunson is a guy that you can probably see he can probably win you games, but for
Right.
that championship, I
He'd have
they
to
had
have a perfect team around him. The perfect team, in my opinion.
yeah.
It'd have to be the perfect team.
Had to be a perfect team. That's why we said that about Giannis. What Giannis is he like the damn Jupiter and everybody around him. That's how
But
he
Giannis'
is.
size allows him to be a different type of dominant, where he can dominate on the boards, he can dominate defensively. He has way more versatility with that size. It's just different. It's just different. Like I said, Isaiah Thomas is one of my all-time favorite players, and I think he is grossly underrated on the all-time list of players, and he should be mentioned when they're talking about best point guards of all time, even though they kind of throw him to the wayside for personal reasons, which is
Oh yeah, I
whack.
know.
But Isaiah Thomas, real talk, is the last small guard to be the guy on the team to win a championship. No other small guard has done it that I am aware of. In that I'm aware of. When I'm saying small guard, I'm saying 6'1" and under. I don't recall. Besides Zeke, has that a B Shack? Can you correct me if I'm wrong? When is it a
Well,
small?
I'm gonna tell you who Stoudemire. I mean, who Bunch reminds me of. Y'all remember Damon
Oh
Stoudemire?
yeah, Damon was
Yeah,
nice.
He was a lefty, right?
Right.
And he kind of reminds me of him a little bit. He was really good, but he couldn't carry a team. He was one of the first, when when
But
when the
David started
Raptors
playing for
started, he's one of the first players on the team.
Right. From University of Arizona star Damon Stoudemire went to the Toronto
Yeah,
Raptors. Almost went
okay,
there with
yeah.
the had a
Oh,
great run with the Portland Trail Blazers with Pippen in there and
yeah,
Rasheed
Portland
that's
Trail
right.
Wallace.
Blazers. I remember the Trail Blazers, but my head hurt trying to think that far
Yeah,
back.
yeah, no, they had
Good,
that was
good.
a loaded squad. That was a loaded squad. I feel he's better than I feel like Jalen Brunson is better than Damon Stoudemire slightly, but they're in
Yeah,
the same. They're at the same table to me.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think they're at the
yeah,
same table. But it'd be interesting to see now if Jalen Brunson go ahead and they win Game 4. It's gonna be different. That series is gonna be completely different. I do feel if Minnesota win Game 4, that series is also different.
Scales just
2-2,
said.
just I mean it's 0-0 now. It's the best of 3 games.
I think Scales just said Curry and Chauncey Billups. That's it, though.
Chauncey Billups was you can't say he was the guy though, and Curry is of what 6'3", 6'4". I
Yeah,
said that's why I said 6'1" and under. But
yeah,
I feel what you're saying, but I'm saying 6'1" and under.
yeah. 6 1 under.
Yeah, and
And Chauncey.
Chauncey Billups was good on a multi. Can you say Chauncey was more important than Rasheed Wallace or
Once
Tayshaun
that
Prince?
trade,
You know what I'm
once
saying?
that
Or
trade
Ben
happened,
Wallace. That was a balanced team. I could now, if you want to say the majority of the big shots were hit by Chauncey, I could say that, but I can't say that that was Chauncey's team. That was all of their team. They were all equally yoked. 20%, five, five,
man.
five. You know what I'm saying?
listen,
20%.
Yeah,
the
big
best
chat.
little guy. He might be the best little guy since Iverson.
Yep, I would
Yeah.
say that. I could
Since
say
since
that.
Iverson, maybe.
Yeah, because I can't say Kyrie. Kyrie like 6'4". So I can't say that. Yeah, so yes, maybe since Iverson. Like Jalen Brunson was really good when he was with Dallas. Now he just has his own team and really showing what he can do.
Yeah, but watch this. He ain't no Iverson though.
Uh,
He don't. He it.
Okay,
Iverson
Jalen is
scored a
six
whole
two.
lot.
You really believe Jalen is 6'2"?
No, no,
Robin,
no,
they might be listening, but
no.
he's not
Jalen
6'2".
ain't
I say
six
more
two.
5'10", 5'11" is than even
6 feet
six
tops.
tops. Yeah, I say six tops.
But like I said earlier,
But he's
it
still
takes
cold,
so much
Robin.
for
He is cold.
him to score. Like Iverson, he was short, but he had the long arms. He was much faster than Jalen.
And athletic.
Dynamic quick step, explosive athleticism, tough as nails. He was a football player in a little
Right.
dude's body. That
True.
he's a number one. And yet he's so good, you can put players or shooters around him, players around him, and they got to the finals.
Right.
So I don't think you can do that with Jalen. I just I think he's not that dude. Really good, respect him, great leader. He needs help, man.
But you
He,
also
he
got to
need
add the coach. Coach, the way he's coaching them, they got them playing
So
35, 40 minutes a game.
Robin, would you consider then Jalen? Let's take the size and everything out of it. Robin, do you consider Jalen Brunson a superstar at this point, or is he at the door? I guess that's the question for you then, Robin. Is Jalen Brunson a superstar?
I
Because
think he has to step.
I think that's what we're saying. Because if you're a superstar signifies being able to carry a team, where a superstar can get you to the championship. Is
he's a
Jalen
star,
Brunson
man.
capable?
He's a star. Superstar, man. I think in the league, the superstars are Giannis, Jokic, uh,
SG,
Luca.
SGA.
SD. We're talking about dudes that have potential to win the MVP award. Now, Jalen's been in the running, but I'm talking
All
about
right.
dudes, man, that just like he's that next tier, man.
Back scales.
He's that next tier. And I personally don't. I'm not as high on Jason Tatum as most people are,
I'm not high
but you
on him.
gotta
I
you
never.
gotta you gotta consider him a superstar because he got won the championship. But I don't think Jalen Brunson is a superstar. I think he is a bona fide star player.
I feel like that
That's me
about Tatum,
personally.
though. I feel like Jason Tatum is a bona fide star, but he's not a superstar to me.
Yeah, a superstar to me is somebody you have to put three guys on him.
Okay, Robin standing on business. What? She says nickname here is the King of New York. He's our guy here. Okay.
Oh, timeout, timeout. I'll be
Okay,
right back.
Robin Walker. Yo, 10 toes down. I respect it 100%. I respect it, Robin. She stood on business. Okay, Robin. I respect that. Hey, Robin said he is a superstar. He is a superstar. That's it. And he called him the King of New
Okay, I
York.
got my first question. Okay, here we go. Is Robin
Oh,
from
you
New York?
Yeah, I'm assuming so, because she's standing on business.
ain't no
Okay,
business.
okay. Was she around when Patrick Ewing got drafted?
That I do not know. Robin, if you can answer any of B Shaq's questions, would be greatly appreciated.
Jalen Brunson, and I'm gonna say this right now, was not as a big a deal as Patrick Ewing was in the 80s. He was not. When Patrick Ewing was part of the first lottery. He was the first lottery draft. He was a first round pick in the first lottery draft. And Patrick had just come out of Georgetown.
Right,
Patrick was a true king of New York at that
It's
time. Now
probably
he came up short a few times, but he got to the championship
right.
um a
Against
couple
the
times
against the Spurs.
and against Houston.
Right.
So Jalen got to get there. Jalen got to get there.
True.
Jalen got to get there.
He has a chance. I
You know
mean,
what I'm
like
saying?
they got a solid squad. They have a solid, but it's gonna take those other guys to really step up, and it is a team game. We understand that, but with Jalen being there, I think you're gonna need more from Mikal Bridges. You're gonna need more scoring from OG and Unobi.
I it,
Yeah.
I like
And by the way, Jalen is not better than Walt Clyde Frazier. It's just I'm just put that out there. These true New Yorkers know. In the Willis Reed game, what in '72, it was Clyde that had 42 in that game, I believe.
Damn!
Someone
Shout
look it
out to
up.
the history lesson for
he's
B
trying
Someone
to
Shaq.
look
like
it up.
What?
I'm tell you something right
Right,
here,
he
man.
came with right 72 June 6th.
Listen, man.
Right, 2:30
Hey,
p.m.
hey.
Shout out to B Shaq. That was wild.
So
What?
so you know when you start talking
Okay,
about the
Robin
King of
been
New
here for
York, you may be the
25 years. Shout out. Hey, Robin, I could totally tell when you said that with your chest about he the king of New York. I knew you was from New York. You said that with
Yeah.
your chest.
he's
Salute.
probably the king now. He's probably
Right.
the king right now because they ain't no one else to challenge him.
He said, "No, we changed the conversation." Hey, Robin, no, we would
So
support you. Yeah, he did. Okay, now Robin is dropping gems here. He brought the franchise out the mud.
I'll
Oh,
give him
that
that.
is true.
Because Orange didn't want to do nothing for the past 10 years. He didn't want to
Okay, he's
win.
on Patrick Ewing's level. Ewing is a legend. Hey, shout out to Robin Walker Murphy. She know her business, don't she? B Shaq. Hey,
but the
again, the
Knicks
queens in the
turned down
chat. Salute.
the Knicks could have had Halliburton
Mm.
in that draft. They passed up Halliburton.
But
So
that's the only
Halliburton probably got that in the back of his mind too.
that's the only
Now,
act like
let me ask you a question. Would you rather have Halliburton or Jalen?
I'm
Jalen.
a
Of course.
Jalen. Yeah, I'm still taking Jalen.
Jalen over Halbert.
Yeah, Jalen's way more consistent offensively. Halliburton got way too many stinkers in my chitty voice. He got way too
Does
many
does he
stinkers. Where I feel like
does
Jalen
he make his
Brunson, no
team? Does he
matter
make
what,
his
gonna
team
get you
better?
20.
Does he make his team? Is he affect his teammates as much as Halliburton does though?
I think he make it way his teammates better the way he scores, the way he cuts.
I see what B Shaq is
First,
saying. I
come
see.
on, man.
Nah. B Shaq
It's
got
the
a
coach.
point there.
Oh, you got the coach, man. The
Nah.
coach.
V-Shaq got a point
Oh,
about the making the team better. Halliburton makes his team better, bro.
Let,
That's a
let me say
fact.
what I'm gonna tell you what Rick Carlisle said. That Halliburton, as far as the effect he has on his teammates, he puts them in the same breath with J. Kidd, with
Got you, Robert.
Luca,
Salute. Respect.
okay.
and with Larry. But there's I've always liked the players that had an innate ability to dominate a game without scoring. I've
Mm.
always loved those type of players
Mm.
because you can never you can never you can never sum up what they mean by looking at the box score. Let me tell you something. When the New Jersey Nets were winning in the early
2000.
2000s,
Jason Kidd.
I watched those games. He totally dominated. He would have a game where he scored 12 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and totally dominate and control the game.
Mm-hmm.
And you could never tell it by looking at the box score. But anyone who watched the game was like, oh, the best player on the court was J. Kidd. Those type of players are infectious, man, on their teammates.
Mm.
And Halliburton, as much as I can't stand him, he's got that aura, man. He's got that ability, man. And so he may not score as much as Brunson. But if we start adding up all the assists and the points
Right.
and the fact now who's better on defense, Halliburton or Jalen Brunson?
Brunson.
Okay.
I haven't watched Halliburton. I haven't paid attention enough to him on defense. Um I know he's not a strong guy, but does he use his length enough in the passing lanes? Guys
I
built
don't.
like that is usually can pick your pocket, play the passing lanes.
I I don't see Halliburton on the best guy on offense when the game's on. I don't see him there. I don't. I'm just being honest. Like I don't see it. You see Nate Smith or you see on the other guy on like Nimhart on him. You don't see Halliburton anywhere near the next player when I was like about to get the score. You don't see none. You don't see
Right.
Halliburton near him. That so I'm gonna say Brunson because Brunson he'll at least try to get the top score on your other team. So that's when we like hammering the coach because he can't do both. He getting tired because he's trying to get the best guy in the team, and then you want him to score 40 points. And just I mean, you can't. You got to have a
So
little balance.
so
You got to have a
so
little
Bleacher
break.
Report boss. Listen, let me ask you a question. We watching the Bucks game. It's a tie score. Halliburton has the ball. Jalen Brunson has the ball in their hands. Who you got more fear of? Be honest.
Brunson, Brunson. Well, if
I don't
you,
know, man.
I know,
Halliburton started to put a little fear in my chest, man. We get the
I
I
know
ball
he
in
think
his
it's
know
hand.
he
equal. I don't
tough.
think it. I don't. I think it's a wash. I don't think you can pick between the two to keep it real. Jalen Brunson is a beast, bro. That dude is a dog, and I would have no problem him taking the last second shot for my squad. Nor would I have a problem with Halliburton taking the last shot. I do feel like I trust Jalen Brunson's jumper a little more for whatever reason. I personally trust Jalen Brunson's jumper a little bit more. I think his game is more polished. His footwork is better. I just feel he's a more polished offensive player where I would trust Jalen Brunson more. Even though what Hallie's done, I feel a lot of that's luck and rabbit's foot, where I think a lot of what Jalen Brunson does
Rabbit's
is
foot.
skill. I think when Jalen Brunson
Rabbit's
does it,
foot.
it's skill. I think when Halliburton does it, it's the luck of the Irish because it's so uncanny, so unbelievable. When you watch Jalen do it, you can see him get to a spot. He's dribbling, he's creating space, he's doing things, not just chucking it up, just random. You know what I'm saying?
But
You can watch
but
I,
skill being used
I,
to hit the clutch shot versus just some Hail Mary. No
I
disrespect,
think
I
Hallie's doing that,
understand.
but I'm just saying Brunson shows more skill in the clutch to me than Hallie.
I'm gonna
I
tell
tell
you.
like I
Go
tell you
ahead.
this. I tell you this. If I'm on defense and I'm facing Halliburton, I'm gonna force him to shoot. I'm not gonna let him in the lane. He's gonna have to run me over. He gonna have to run me over, get his foul, or I get the charge. You're gonna have to shoot that ball. And if he makes it, it busts in like they did a couple days ago. I'll take that. But for Brunson, it's like you want him to miss, but it's gonna be in there because he can get that little
I'm
fade.
trying. Hey, Scale. I'm trying to
Let
tell him about Brunson. They telling me
let
about Haliburton.
let
I'm trying to
can
say
can
I'm trusting Brunson.
can I say this? I used to play a little point guard. I wasn't a tall point.
Right.
I was a point guard that I could break you down and get to the hoop. But let me tell you about why I say you can't discount Halliburton. Whenever you have a point guard that's that tall and can see the floor like he can see it, and the fact that his range, he don't have to get in the weeds. If he gets a step back or gets some space, not only is he tall enough to shoot the ball over his defender, but the arc on his shot, he shoots the ball straight up.
Right.
He has hit so many seemingly end of the quarter, end of the game shots, man, from outside. I
Facts.
think Brunson's got to bump. He's got to dribble. He's got to work so hard to get open because of his size. I think it's easier for Halliburton to get open. Now,
Mm.
I do think Brunson will draw a foul and get to the free throw line, or he'll make a shot. But Halliburton, he creates space, man, and he's got so much moxie
That's true.
that I think it's a wash.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say he's better than Brunson in the clutch because Brunson is the clutch player of the year. I think it's a wash.
Yo, Robin has been in her bag today. Also, shout out to the short people. Stand up on your tippy toes if you have. Yo, Robin, what's good? Hey,
Robin, I got
Memorial
something to tell
Day, Robin
Robin.
is in her bag. Memorial Day, Robin. All right.
Robin, before you think I'm hating on short people, my wife is 4'11".
Damn.
Damn.
All right.
So I
There we
can't say
go.
nothing bad.
There we
I can't say
go.
nothing bad about short people.
There you go. Let's get some last words and start you, B Shack. We gonna end with the VP. It's on you, B Shack. My man, B Shack.
Listen, I'm glad the series is coming back to New York. It would have been a big disappointment if the series ended in Indianapolis. It's coming back to New York. We get to see the New York fans again go crazy. And if the Knicks can win another game,
Mm-hmm.
which I think the odds are against them. If they can win another game in Indiana, that is, then the momentum definitely shifts in the series.
Agreed.
And then, hey, we got, and for New Yorkers, it's a win just to get to the championship. We
True.
get there, we gonna get gutted like a fish. But if we get there, that
That
that's
was
like
hilarious.
that's like a championship for us. For
Feel
the
you.
for I'm not wait a minute, for us. I'm not in New York for the Knicks. I'm saying for the Knicks. I can't
Right.
say
For New
for
York. For
us,
New
but for the
York.
Knicks, for New
Right.
York. Okay. We get the championship. That's like a championship for the Knicks. After all those years getting back there, that's going to be awesome. But here's the thing though. If they do get to the championship, the only question I think matchup wise, this is this is like Roberto Duran versus Tommy Hearns. Ain't
Mm.
no,
Right.
hey, Duran couldn't deal with his reach. But here's the thing: I'm not quite sure how OKC would react to the New York crowd. That's the only question I have. How would they deal with that environment? That's the only question I have.
Right.
But Knicks got to win this game to change the momentum, and I'm hoping they can do it. Not, I won't put money on it, but I hope they can do it.
It's gonna be interesting. I'm like I said, I'm enjoying the playoffs regardless. It's on you, VP.
Um, I was happy that New York won this game. I was just thick. I was like, it was up. Pacers up 20 points. I'm like, here we go. We're gonna be losing games. It's gonna be a quick series. They came back. I mean, Cat been playing great basketball last couple of games. I just think that he needs to step up more. Can't be Brunson. Brunson can't be scoring 40 points every game. You gotta have some other guys involved. And I think that the lineup that Tibbs did today, he just wanted to get more scoring and more defense and just hammer these guys. You got to hammer the Pacers. You can't let them run around. They're
Right.
going to they
You
they're not
can't let them
calling
have
this
free releases like in football. They have to be jammed at the line. That you can't let them.
that.
They just have free releases. Agreed.
This gonna have to be with New England. Bishop, remember this: New England Patriots versus the Colts back in the day when they was pushing guys not off the line but
Right. Yeah.
to the
But just yeah.
sideline.
Exactly.
You're gonna have to the point they had to we had to change the rules. That's how bad it got from us. So
Right.
they had to pull that the next game. Don't let them do no free range, nothing. Just knock them down and try to just be physical with them because you got to rattle them. You got to rattle. These guys been too hyped up, front running, talking crazy. You just letting them do it. So it's
Right.
like if you don't do it, they're gonna keep doing it till the cows come home. Like next game, they're gonna have to bring everything they got to get this series tied up. But if the Knicks lose this game versus the Pacers tomorrow, I mean whatever, I mean yeah, they'll probably get a game at home, but this is over. So they
Agreed.
need to
Agreed.
win. But Minnesota, that was the only win you're gonna get. That's it.
I appreciate you,
It-
Bleacher. All right, B Shaq. All right, Bleacher Report boss. Appreciate y'all, gentlemen. All right, y'all. Salute, salute. Tap Brandon in real quick before we get up out of here. I didn't even know it was that time. We jamming. It's almost midnight. So, salute to y'all still on the Vampire stream. Salute to y'all. What up? What up, Brandon? Go ahead. Tell me how you
Well,
feel about today's game, real quick, bro, before we get out of here.
all right. Um, I want to change my put on the series. I think I have to go with New York. I have to.
Okay.
I have to go with New York because they cut this out. They cut this out. They, their season was on the line tonight.
Right.
They don't want to go down 0-3.
Right.
So I think I think it can. I think the Knicks need to do the same thing like they did tonight.
Correct. They got to play with defensive intensity. They got to move the ball and not
Yes,
turn the ball over. They got to play smart
right.
basketball to beat the Pacers.
Yes. Because if you want to beat the Pacers, you have to win them out to them. Because I think I beat Jack and BP one of them Dallas Point
Uh
and Robin Murphy.
huh.
Right up,
Robin been in her bag. Robin been in her
yeah.
bag. Shout out to Robin. She been in her bag. Go ahead, Brandon. So who you think gonna win game 4?
I know Minnesota play tomorrow.
Hmm.
I,
So who do you got winning in both game 4s? Who you got winning in Minnesota versus OKC? Then who you got winning in Indiana versus the Knicks game 4?
I think Minnesota might go take the next tomorrow game.
Okay.
Make it serious.
Okay. Then what about the Pacers versus the Knicks?
The Knicks, I'm still voting for my Knicks.
Okay, you going for the
I'm not,
Knicks?
yes, I'm
Okay.
not putting, I'm not changing teams to fuck now.
Okay. So hey, oh, that's cool. Okay. Hey, Brandon think the Knicks coming back. Okay, I see you. Okay. All right, Brandon.
I'm thinking I trust the Knicks. To,
Okay.
I
All
don't
right,
think the
appreciate
Knicks
you, Brandon.
are, I don't think the Knicks are not out of this, not out of this yet.
Okay. So, but if they
So,
lose game 4, they done though, right?
yes, if they lose game 4, they're done.
Okay.
All I want to see is the Knicks got that dog in them.
Okay.
Bring that fight out of them.
Okay.
Just like, just like we did. Just like we did. So the Knicks need to bring that dog mentality out of them.
There you go. Yeah, agreed.
And see who taking that shot is the not clutch, clutch players on this Indian league.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talk about Dan getting the last shot, I think Jalen Brunson can hit them clutch shot in the fourth quarter. I do not trust Haliburton.
Okay.
I do not trust Haliburton. The guy I only trust is Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
So we're gonna see how these
Game
games
fours work out. Yeah.
this
Appreciate you,
playoff is
Brandon.
wild.
Right.
Yes. So I'm in my mind, the Knicks gonna take this one.
Okay. All right.
In
We
my
gonna
gut,
see in a couple days there. All right, Brandon. Appreciate you.
uh, yeah. So this playoff series is short tonight is time up.
Yep. So yeah, we gonna see tomorrow. The Timberwolves played, and after that, the Pacers. So we gonna go live. We gonna see what's cracking. So appreciate you, Brandon.
No problem, Bill.
All
You
right.
taking one at a time, taking one step at a time, taking a week at a time. I got y'all tomorrow, and you the Buccaneers Dennis win. Happy Memorial Day. I love y'all. Taking one step at a time, taking a week at a time.
All
I
right,
got y'all.
Brandon. All right, Brandon. Go. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I appreciate y'all tapping in on the Vampire Live. Appreciate y'all. We just got done talking about the New York Knicks showing extreme heart by going on the road down 0-2 in Indiana and winning 106-100, where Carl Anthony Towns went absolutely berserk in the fourth, put the Knicks on his back, and they got a W. And now they're on life support, as Tish said in this series, but they have life. So if they win game 4, we have a whole different series. Same with Minnesota. Please tune back in. We'll go live again after the next Pacers game. We'll chop it up about the Timberwolves, Pacers, how we've been doing. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I hope y'all enjoying the content of us covering the playoffs with the community, aka friends and family. Appreciate y'all. Hey, Robin, I gotta salute you. You was in your bag today. Happy, you were definitely in your bag today, Robin. Salute to you. Salute to friends and family again. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Please have a happy Memorial Day. Please stay out of trouble. Stay out the way. Everybody be safe. I'm going to see y'all in a few days. Comment, like, subscribe, share the most electrifying content on YouTube, and shout out to the best chat on YouTube 100%. Comment, like, subscribe, share the electrifying content, y'all. Gone.